the Colorado University football team. I was looking at this game tonight in UCLA against UCLA, and as I have predicted all along, the coaching staff has a rat amongst them. Yes, Colorado football team has been betrayed by a coach on the offense. There's a rat amongst you that is sabotaging these games that are being lost by Colorado. Yes, even Jesus was betrayed. Even Jesus was betrayed. And now we see Deion Sanders and the Colorado football team has been betrayed by a rat. Yes, this should be obvious to the casual football observer. There is no way in hell that the offense could be as unproductive as they have been without the intentional sabotage of the coach calling the offensive the plays. Yes, if you all have been looking at the games, the past few games, you will see unequivocally that what you are seeing is not something that can be rationally explained. What we see is a offensive line that is terrible on Colorado, but they're not that terrible that they cannot play at all. If you look at what's been happening with Colorado, you'll see in their first game they dominated and they were very effective. One player, Dylan Edwards, running four touchdowns the first game. The man is the fastest man on the field, whoever they're playing. He cannot be stopped. He's guaranteed 9-10 yards every time he gets the ball running around the corner. However, as you have seen since the first game, Dylan Edwards has been neutralized by the coach. If you looked at UCLA and all these other games, you'll see that it's not the players that are incompetent and not that good. You have several offensive players that are the best in the game, such as for Colorado, such as Travis Hunter, the quarterback Sanders, Horn, Weaver, that are extremely good. But as I said, Colorado has been sabotaged and betrayed by what I believe is a coach on the offense. And I want to just say that there might be some racial intention behind this sabotaging of the team. And I say this based upon the fact that when you have players who have proven their superiority, such as Dylan Edwards, the fastest man on the team, whoever they play, when you have people that says Dylan Edwards who can not be stopped around the corner, and men like Jimmy Horn, and a quarterback that's the best in the league, such as Sanders, and you got a Weaver who can catch the ball all the time, and you are not able to move the ball down the field, it's not because they like the talent. It's because the coach calling the plays is intentionally sidelining and not playing the best players on the field. When you decide that you are going to not play Dylan Edwards and you run him up, he only weigh about 90 pounds with some weights on each ankle. But you're gonna take Dylan Edwards, the most dangerous offensive man on the field, and you're gonna try and run him up the middle, or just not give him the ball going around the corner, doing a reverse. He can be very effective doing reverses, or throwing him a pass in the flats, or running him around the corner, because he's and utilizing his speed. You, what I have observed is that they have not been playing Dylan Edwards at all. They just been sideline Dylan Edwards, uh, and the offensive line is so bad that before Sanders can take two or three steps back, the entire defense is on him. Looking at what they did tonight with UCLA, Sanders dropped back pass 1,000 times, and 1,000 times he was ran out of the pocket or sacked, not having the time enough to throw the ball. But instead of making the obvious change, they continue letting him drop back and get sacked every single time. It don't take anybody with any type of football skills to understand that once you see that your offensive line cannot block and give you time enough to throw the ball downfield, what do? Well, you utilize the power that you have in Dylan Edwards and get him the ball in the flats. They didn't do that. They didn't do it at all. They let him sit in the backfield and block, not give him the ball at all. And then they take Travis Hunter out off the offense and don't let him play on offense. And they don't give Jimmy Horn the ball at all. They didn't throw to Weaver at all. You have a coach that's calling plays that he know are not going to work. So you have a coach that's sabotaging the game. Is there some white people that are coaching for Deion Sanders that's making decisions that will make sure that he is not successful? Because it don't take somebody with a lot of knowledge about football to see that when you do not play the men on the field that can make a difference in the game, it seems like you want to lose. You're not running Dylan Edwards around the corner. You're not throwing him the ball in the flats. You're continuing to run plays that require the quarterback to drop back and have 2 or 3 seconds looking downfield. He don't have 2 or 3 seconds to look downfield to find a receiver. He only have a second or two to throw the ball and get the ball out of his hands. So you can only run the ball on passing plays, down and outs, down and ins, 10 yards, and pick up first downs doing short yard pass plays. But instead of doing the obvious, running short pass plays, 10-yard pass plays, some slants, some down and outs, some down and ins, they let him drop back and look downfield like he got time to find a receiver. And they see that they don't have the line to give him even time enough to even drop back. The defensive line is on him before he can even get back to throw the ball. So a fool would know that you now have to do something different. You got to change. You got to let them come on. Let them come on in there, rush. But you can remedy that by just throwing the ball in the flats to Dylan Edwards, or quick pitching the ball to Dylan Edwards, running the ball on the outside, and doing some draw plays and just getting the ball out of the quarterback's hand. Get the ball into the fast men's hands, and so that they can take care of what they need to take care of. But we see the man calling the play for Colorado is calling those plays that are guaranteed not to work. You run a play 100 times and it don't work, and you keep running that same play, you are a fool. And we see that these coaches are not fools. They are very experienced, very educated, very intellectual, and they know what they're doing. They know they're trying to lose the game by calling these plays that have proven not to be possible with the offensive line. They've taken the most valuable players out of the game and not utilized them when they're in the game. They don't run plays that should be called. Oregon has a running back, that number 0, that can't be stopped. And what do? Do they stop playing number 0 for Oregon and let them just be a blocking back? Or put him on the sideline and don't use him? No, Oregon plays number 0 2 or 3 times on every series. That's why they're where they're at today. Colorado has a running back just as good as number 0 in Dylan Edwards. But unlike Oregon, Colorado has sidelined and will not play Dylan Edwards the way he should be played to make a difference in the game. You give Dylan Edwards the ball and you let him run it, he's going to eventually break it for a touchdown. He's going to at least get 10 yards. And then Sanders is going to have time to throw the ball. But I just got to make this point that there is a rat or fool calling the plays on offense for Colorado. The players are not that bad. You have Travis Hunter, you have Dylan Edwards, you have Horn, you have Weaver. All these players on the offense are some of the best in the country. But the man calling the play is not utilizing these players and getting the ball in their hands so that they can make a difference in the game. It should be obvious. There's a rat in the offensive coaching staff that has sabotaged the game. Even Jesus was betrayed. And now we see Deion Sanders being betrayed. And Deion Sanders is a good motivational speaker. But he is not leading his team and overruling this rat who is calling the plays. And it should be obvious that this man calling the plays is making a profound and obvious incompetent job. Deion needs to stand up and take his head out of these white coaches' ass and call them out for what they're doing. It's obvious. There's a rat on the offensive team as a coach. Deion Sanders, you're a good coach. You're a great coach. But one thing you got to improve on is calling these coaches out when they are obviously calling plays that even a damn 10-year-old can see is ridiculous. You call the same play 30 times, and all 30 times it fails. You take the most powerful, most fastest man on the team, and you use him as a blocking back. Or you run him up the middle. He only weighs 90 pounds. You run him up the middle like he's Larry Zonka, a 250-pound fullback. Ridiculous. Absolutely. And you got your quarterback drop back passing, and you see that he cannot drop back pass with this line. So what do? You let him roll out left or roll out right. He can roll out left or roll out right, fool. It should be obvious. Look at the tape. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect to get different results. But that's what we saw against UCLA. They're doing the same thing, expecting to get different results. That's not a mistake. That's an intentional act. That's an intentional pattern that's been done. It is the performance of a coach that intends to lose the game. And that's all I got to say. There's a rat on the offensive coaching staff, and I might have something to do with white supremacy. Yes, you can't put it past institutional racism and white supremacy to try and make Deion Sanders fail in his first year of coaching at Colorado. You better get that rat out of your nest before next year, because this year is over with. It's done. Y'all could have won a whole lot more games if it wasn't for this incompetent offensive coordinator calling the plays. It is obviously a rat in your house. And tell me, I wish I could talk to them. I want to sit here and let them tell me, explain to me, and rationalize to me how they could persistently and consistently call plays they know are not going to work. There's a rat on the sideline with bad intentions. All right, that's all I want to say. There's some obvious incompetence, profound incompetence on the offensive play side calling. The quarterback should not be held at fault. He's the best quarterback in the country. But you got the worst play caller in the country on his team. Sanders is better than anybody in America, college football. But that just goes to show you it doesn't matter how competent and how great a quarterback can be when you have a coach, an offensive play caller who does everything he knows will allow this man to fail. Drop back pass. Time and time again with no offensive line. Don't let him roll out. Don't let him throw a pass in the flat to Dylan Edwards. Don't quick pitch to Dylan Edwards. And we guarantee we will make him fail as a quarterback and the offense as a team. Yes, Deion, get rid of this offensive play caller you have put in position. Get your head out of these people's ass and act like a coach. Kamadi didn't even play tonight. Kamadi would have shut down one side of the field while Hunter shut down the other side of the field. But you are playing politics. And you will not have a successful career playing politics, trying to play white boys that shouldn't be in the game, playing politics. Kamadi is as good as Hunter, but you got him on the sideline. If I was him, I would leave the damn team because that's just insane. It's just as insane if you put Hunter on the sideline. Having Kamadi on the sideline, as good as he is. The hell with these politics. If you want to play football, play your best players and stop playing politics. Bye, nigga.